poppin', y'all? Welcome back to the Vision Podcast. I got my brother right here, the other half of Ashboyz right here, the motherfucking co-CEO of Ashboyz, you know what I'm saying? Welcome, my brother. Let's get this shit.
Hey, pleasure to be on the show, man.
Yes, sir. Where you originally from, my friend?
Originally, where was I born or where did I grow up?
Where you originally from?
Originally, I was born in Texas, down in Arlington. I didn't stay there long. I mostly grew up in Oklahoma and here in Colorado.
All right. How'd you get into making music?
How did I get into making music? Man, shit. Well, I guess this kind of goes back a little bit further than just a very simple answer, but I met this guy named Sleazy Reese way back in middle school. We knew each other throughout middle school, high school. We always had classes together, things like that. And it wasn't until one day that I came up to him and I was like, hey, man, I think I can outsmoke you. And he's like, I don't know about that. And me being, cocky little white boy at the time, thinking I could smoke like that, he's like, pull up. So I pull up to his crib. And I was definitely wrong. I could not outsmoke this man by any means. In fact, I was smoking boo-foo and smoking sticks and seeds. Didn't even know it. And he put me on game, but he rapped. So he showed me his music and things like that. And I wanted to be a part of it. And it wasn't until you honestly kind of flipped the switch on me and you were like, all right, you're going to start doing this too. Like, I'm not the only one that's going to be making music. You have to do it too. And I kind of originally wasn't necessarily comfortable with music like that. I never envisioned the artistry within myself, but I believed in Reese. But he wasn't going to let me just be a supporter. He wanted me to be a front runner. So here I am.
All right. All right, y'all. We're back. My fucking camera overheated, 100 degrees out here in Colorado. Goddamn Colorado bipolar as shit. Some days it's nice, some days it's fucked up. All right, brother. What does it take to be an artist?
I think there's a lot of things that go into becoming and what it takes to be an artist. I mean, for starters, you got to be confident. You got to be able to handle rejection. You have to believe in yourself. But I also believe the most important thing is, manifestation. People sit there and you might laugh at that and things like that. But if you really think about it, manifestation is not just believing in something. It's believing in something and also making it happen. Every day you wake up, that's on your mind. How am I going to make this happen? How am I going to get to my goal? How am I going to get to my dream? And that's what I mean by manifestation. You really got to live it. You got to believe in it and you got to make it happen. You can't just sit there and believe in something and not do anything to that goal to make it come into fruition. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah, I would say believe in yourself, be confident, be able to handle rejection, and put in work. You got to put in work. You got to make it happen. You got to get up every morning and live it.
All right. Do you remember the first song that you wrote?
Like finished recorded song or just like actually wrote on a piece of paper?
The first song you ever wrote.
First song I ever wrote.
We'll talk about the first song you ever wrote and then the first song that you actually recorded.
The first song I ever wrote was to a Pound Cake instrumental by Drake. And I didn't know anything about counting bars or structures for choruses or verses or anything like that. So it was just one gigantic glob pretty much. And it was all over the place, but I do very much so remember it. And it was a lot of fun for sure.
Okay. Let's see here. What was the first time that you got on stage?
Man, the first time, it was actually when me and Reese were in high school. And we would smoke some weed and watch Mac and Devin go to high school together and sit there. And for our senior year, we wanted to recreate that masterpiece, not obviously creating a movie, but reenact the whole situation of two stoner homies. You got the white boy who's all in school and math, and then you got the stoner dude who's all over, chill out, dude, smoke some weed. So we actually did it for our talent show our senior year, and we got on stage and we performed, and man, I was nervous as shit, but that was the start of a journey.
How does it feel to have worked with artists like Young Deji, Black Pegasus, Stevie Stone, so many more? But when you look back on that experience, like those are things that a lot of people wish they could do, So like, how does it feel to, have achieved those things, but quietly be able to, humbly work in silence and, just be one of those types of people that are just working?
It honestly, it feels like the world, man. I mean, we just some, you know, I guess me personally, we're just from Canyon, man. We're some young ass kids, bro. We ain't got much going for us at the age that we started doing these things, and to be able to meet these real life artists, like real people in person, to be able to share stages with them or even do songs with some of these people, it's it's self-inspiring in a sense as well. I've always been a person that struggles with my own belief in myself when it comes to music, but it is a battle, and that's why I told them earlier. You know, you need to have that manifestation and belief in the morning when you wake up. Otherwise, it ain't gonna happen. But it is something that I use every day to self encourage myself and remind myself that, you know, this dream is obtainable. This dream is possible. You know, we are now working with some of these people. We are around these type of people, so it's the whole world. It means everything in that sense. You know, to humbly sit there quietly behind the scenes and not talk about it. You know, when we first started doing it and we were younger was hard for sure, because I definitely wanted to get out there, and you know, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want to brag or show off like, oh my gosh, you know, we're doing this. So it's definitely hard to maintain composure and maintain staying humble, but I also believe it's the essence of what makes you just a genuine person. Ain't nothing gonna separate me from somebody who's famous or known. You know, the only difference is the success that they have, which I'm striving for, and I plan to make it happen. So, you know, back then as a kid, of course, you want to go out and you want to tell everybody and be like, oh man, I'm doing this. And by all means, we probably definitely do some of that when we were kids. But as we get older, that humbly and staying quiet is something that you learn as an artist, because you learn that the more that you speak about what you're going to do or what you are doing, can actually deter you away from your end goal and end result with it, really. You know, sometimes songs can get canceled, things can happen, and people word gets out, and then all of a sudden nothing's happening. You know, it's best to stay quiet, make it happen, and then follow, you know, just secretly moving quietly. You know, it's not bad to promote or, you know, put your music out there in that sense, but when you get something big going on, uh realistically the only person you should be telling is your inner circle that you navigating with. But that's what I would say to that.
All right, all right. Describe a creative process behind Lost Files.
Creative process for Lost, man, there was none. You know, Lost File was my attempt as an artist to, that's like a mixtape. I'm just basically whatever I could collect and put together to make something. That's what Lost File is. There's no really certain theme or direction with it. It was just me trying to actually make a couple songs in a project. And back then I'm like, oh, this is a miniature album or something like that. But nah, it's really like the vibes all over the place, you know. That was just my attempt as a, you know, first time. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try and put it out there, make this music and see, you know. But that was my my introduction to trying to present myself, and I wouldn't say I did it in the best of ways, but hit the whiteboard and keep drawing.
Okay. Now, how did trials and tribulations come about?
Trials and tribulations was when I sat down and realized that Lost File wasn't it. You know, 5 songs is definitely not an album, and I needed to do something a bit more. You know, around the time that I was making Trials and Tribulations, there's some very genuine organic music in there, 100%, but a lot of it was also me portraying something I wasn't, trying to fit an imagery that I wasn't, to really be accepted into the hip-hop community. And granted, I had a lot of fun, and I even performed some of those songs today just for the fun of them, because they do bring that energy and they are fun. But it came about in a sense to really try and create an album that actually represented an artist in an album, something that I could at least stand by in some sense. But even today, I look back on Trials and Tribulations. I'm like, I had no direction on the vibe on this one either. There's no story to really be told. It's just entertainment, and that's all it really was entertainment.
Okay. All right. So, describe a recent transition to your new stage name, Dre Dean, and what can people expect with this new rebrand? You went from SDS, you know, just the good old original name, you know, but then you transitioned to this new name, Dre. So explain Dre to the new fans, you know what I'm saying, to all the fans that have been rocking with us, this new change, so they know how to,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah. Of course.
represent you. So what is Dre to you, and what does that rebrand mean to your people?
The rebranding to Dre Dean was when I finally realized I did have what it takes, and I can't just throw paint at a wall and have it paint something beautiful. I have to articulate what I want to do. SDS era was me just being a kid. I started rapping junior year of high school. I didn't know anything about it. So that era for me is more or less me just being a kid trying to figure it out, having fun with it. Dre Dean is the transition to where I'm like, no, I'm actually taking this seriously. I am going to be an artist and I'm going to make it happen. And I wanted to change the name because I didn't want to carry the same energy that I had when I had no direction, no ideas, no idea where I wanted to go with it, to where now it's like, okay, now this is going to happen. I know what we need to do. What Dre stands for, I ain't stealing nobody's signature or nothing. My initials are Dean Russell Elbert. That spells out Dre. And to me, that's organic. Dre Dean is the rapper name that I've transitioned to. And that rebrand is to really portray something organic and genuine. If I'm going to put music out that it can change people's lives and can influence them, I want to do it in a way that's actually organic and true to myself and what I believe in and what I want to promote. And that's really the whole purpose of the rebrand and the name change.
Okay. What would you tell the younger version of yourself?
Um, Probably tell him stop being so lazy. You know, get up off your ass, make shit happen, and honestly, just like really believe in it. I think one of the things I struggled with was believing in myself for my whole life. I feel like a lot of people struggle with those things, and that's probably what I would tell them is, you might feel like the whole world's against you. You might feel like you're all alone, but you're not. There's a lot of people out there that feel and relate to you, and you really just need to believe in who you are and be yourself, because everybody else is already taken.
Hmm.
Be yourself. That's what I would tell them.
Okay. What is your vision for your brand? Because as you
My
know, the
vision.
podcast is called The Vision. So, what is Dre Dean's vision?
I want to see all of my family, including your family, because I consider them a part of my family at this point. Y'all don't know that, but he does, so I'm just clarifying. All of my family, I want to see all of my friends and everyone I genuinely care about happy. I want to see them reach for success and obtain it. And I just want to live a peaceful life, man. That is my genuine vision, is to live comfortably with everybody I love, including friends, and just live a happy life. That's my vision, and that's the whole goal with this, the whole dream with this. I love making music. I'll always make music, but it's not to be famous or to be cool. It's a way of, if this can get me into a financial situation where I can supply everything in that vision that I have, then by all means I want to do that. If I can pay for things and not have to worry about owning a home, or, oh, am I going to get screwed on taxes and have to foreclose and things like that. That's the real dream, is to live comfortably, to live peacefully, and just, enjoy the best that life has to offer with the people around you that you love the most. That's my vision.
Okay. Anything you want to let the people know about before we get up out of here?
I'm working on a project right now. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but just know that this will be the first album that you guys see from me that's actually articulated in an artist manner. I'm trying to make a piece of art with this, something that not only I enjoy listening to, but hopefully something you guys will be able to enjoy as well. We'll just leave it at that for now.
All right. It's been another great episode, y'all. This is my fucking brother. Like I said, the other half of my business, the other half of our business, the other half of this vision that we've created together. This man here has rocked out with me since day one. Everything that we built has been brick by brick, and there's both of our names stamped on every brick. So much love, Dean.
Thanks for
We're
having me,
gonna see
man.
everyone at the top, man. Guys, it's been another great fucking season. Much love. Yee!